Hello and welcome back to our series of tutorials about the Mimic database. Today we will be doing an overview of different Mimic datasets that will be used during the testing phase of MEDomicsLab. So, after getting access to the 4 datasets listed on the subscription form, you can access each one of them and start exploring. Let's take a look at the first dataset Mimic4. The dataset is separated in 2 folders, HOSP and ICU. However, the HOSP folder contains some core files that are referred to as Mimic core. The core files are patients, transfers, and admissions. To help you understand the structure and meaning of the databases, let's track a patient journey through different departments of the hospital. A general scenario would be something like the following: patients show up at the hospital. Then they go through the emergency department where they get assessed. After that, hospital data and chest X-ray are collected. Data keeps getting recorded in the hospital systems. Later, the emergency department decides they need to go to the ICU where they get intensive care treatment and care. Finally, when patient no longer require ICU stay, they get discharged and they go home. Now, let's dive into the data. Starting with Mimic 4, the 3 tables, patients, admission, transfers, contain key information to identify the patients. For example, subject ID represents a unique or single patient. A patient may have multiple hospitalizations represented by HADM ID, which stands for Hospitalization Admission ID. During the same hospitalization, patients move around different hospital wards. That is why there are multiple transfers ID in the transfers table. Here is a quick look at the data types of the patients table. For the complete list of description about all table from all datasets, let's explore together the documentation section of the MIT website, mimic.mit.edu/docs. On the left side menu of the page, you can click to expand each section such as About, Getting Started and Mimic 4. This documentation is the most accurate and updated by the MIT. It will help you understand core concepts to be able to test the MEDomicsLab platform or your other projects. Here you can find the explanation of different patient identifiers, the date-shifting concepts related to de-identifying dates and ages. On the Mimic 4 section, click on the dataset you want to explore and access the specific table to view detailed explanations about each table column and data types. The creators of the database have also provided a video tutorial with detailed explanations. You can also access it from the left side menu under Mimic 4/tutorials/video tutorials. We highly recommend you view it. It will only take an hour of your time, but it will be very helpful. You will be enjoying the company of Alistair Johnson, one of the top contributors to the Mimic 4 database. The links to access both the documentation and the MIT video tutorial are in the video description and the first comment of this video. Alistair Johnson will guide you step by step to understand the meaning of each field name in the tables. It is the only reliable source of information to understand the data and be able to use it during the testing phase of MEDomicsLab. As a final note, I would also recommend you quickly check my GitHub page where I also explain some aspects of the Mimic database and the different relationships between the tables, and also some basic Python notebooks for analyzing the data and extracting features. The relational database diagram was created using SQL Server and is not the most up-to-date, but will help you understand how different mimic tables are linked to each other via table keys. This is only for information purposes and should not be the base of your tests or research projects. Please always refer to the MIT official documentation. Happy New Year 2024 to all of you!